Hey guys, rpgcaster here and welcome to the meta. In these sections we'll kind of be talking about any upcoming releases that are going to be coming up, as well as the way in which it changes the game. Rest assured, all you English players, I'm not just going to be talking about the Jap game like I usually do. I'll also mention the English game because us Jap players have had a lot of experience playing under those conditions in the past. So whether you're playing English or Jap, be sure to look out for these videos because you'll be able to get something from it. Okay, so Bermuda Triangles is coming out on March 10th, which is this weekend. It's a set that a lot of people have been looking forward to, not really because of what the cards do per se, but mostly because of the artwork. I mean, there are a lot of anime fans coming into this game, and I guess a clan full of pretty art like that appeals to many people, I don't know. But let's talk about the Bermuda cards. It's a full set of Bermuda Triangle cards, 35 cards, all Bermuda Triangle. That's a lot of support, considering a lot of other clans don't actually have that many cards for them at the moment. Now, the set comes out with Bermuda Triangles. They'll be getting, obviously, the heal trigger, but as well as that, they get a lot of options as a starting clan in that they'll all be starting with 2 of each trigger type. So you get 2 critical triggers, 2 draw triggers, and 2 stand triggers, which basically allows you to customize your Bermuda Triangle deck in any way that you want. Starting off with the cards that we can look at, first we'll talk about the ride chain that's present in the set, which is the Revere line. Revere line is similar to the ride chain that can be found in set 4. Only thing is you don't lose as much as you do in the set 4 ride chain. In this ride chain, when you ride the specific grade 1 on top of the grade 0, you get to check the top 7, and if the grade 2 or 3 is there, you can add that to hand. As well as that, when you ride the grade 2 on top of the grade 1, or the grade 3 on top of the grade 2, you get the draw card. So obviously this ride chain has a lot of potential for hand power. As well as that, the grade 0 is very versatile in the fact that if you do miss your grade 1, when you're right on top of that grade 0, you still get something out of that. That grade 0 can also move to the back rear guard circle at your will if you have the wrong starting Vanguard ride. As well as that, the grade 3 top idol Revere has a very potent Persona Blast, where you play the Persona Blast and a counter blast of 2 when it hits the Vanguard. The effect is similar to Soul Saver, where it adds 5,000 power to 3 Bermuda Triangle units. This can be extremely effective and synergizes well with those on-hit soul charging effects, soul blasting effects that the Bermuda Triangles have to bounce cards to hand. So basically the ride chain has card advantage, pressure, and power. Wow. Working in tandem with that ride chain are 2 cards called the Pearl Sisters, Perla and Perla. Perla's ability can work in any Bermuda Triangle deck, simply because when it hits the Vanguard, you can Soul Blast 1 and return 1 card back to your hand. Returning cards from the field back to your hand is very important for Bermuda effects because they have effects coming onto the field as well as exiting the field, which we'll be able to go into later. But for now, just know that's a very good card that's very versatile and works in any deck. Now, obviously the Pearl Sisters work together. Perla is a grade 1. When you play it on the field, you can give Perla the ability that when it hits the Vanguard, you can draw 1 card and soul charge 1 card. Not only are you gaining hand advantage for that effect if you do hit, but you're also fueling the Soul Blast ability that will then return Perla back to hand, then you can play it again. This increases pressure on your opponent, causing to guard for more cards, which is really what you want with this deck. I mean, it's nice to get the abilities off and to be able to gain that card advantage, but what you really want is to pressure the opponent into guarding so that they'll have less to guard with when you unleash your onslaught later in the game. And of course we called it. When the Oracle Think Tank trial deck was released with Sakuya, we all knew that Bermuda Triangles were going to get something similar. So we have a card, Bermuda Princess Rena. Its ability is when you ride it, you can return all your rearguard Bermuda Triangle units to hand. As I mentioned before, these bouncing units are extremely essential for the strategy of the Bermuda Triangle deck. And when Sakuya was released, I mean, pretty much every player out there knew that this was going to come out. As well as that, it also has a power boosting move that other units share, where it gains 3,000 power whenever you have 4 or more rearguards on the field. The effectiveness of this is unsure for the moment, since it's already hard enough to get the Neonectus Heyo Pineapple effect off. But we'll have to wait and see and play it before we can judge what this card can really do. And of course, as any other clan has, we have the Bermuda Triangle Soul Charging card. Probably one of the more interesting soul charging effects there are out there. Now, Pacifica's ability is when you, at the start of your main phase, you can soul charge 1 card from the top of your deck, and draw 1 card, and return 1 card from your hand to the bottom of the deck. This is an extremely good ability because every turn you're able to cycle out useless cards from your hand and exchange them for potentially more brutal cards that you can use to pressure your opponent. Now on top of that, that soul charge itself is good because it helps fuel the top idol Flawless from set 2, which is a soul blast of 2 to bounce something from hand, as well as the Perler, which I just mentioned a couple moments ago. Now, on top of that, it has the power boost ability that Bermuda Princess Rena had, as well as a very powerful Mega Blast ability. The Mega Blast ability, much like other Mega Blast abilities, is not something that you're hoping to get off every game, but it's just nice to have that as an option. The Mega Blast is basically when you hit the Vanguard, you can pay that Mega Blast cost, which is 5 counter blasts and 8 soul, as we all know, and you can search your deck for 3 Bermuda Triangle cards and summon them to the field. Much like Trailing Rose, these are summoned in stand position, so you can attack with them again, and you can even retire units to make space for them. So this kind of effect can act as a finishing move, or if you're low on card field and you happen to get the hit off, you're able to refresh your field for basically nothing from your hand. As I've already mentioned, on-exit effects are present in Bermuda Triangles and are an integral part of their strategy. 2 such cards exist. One is Rainbow Light Korean and the other one is Goes Rock Rio. Both of them have the same effect, which is when they return from the field back to your hand, you can counterblast 1, draw 1 card, and soul charge 1 card from the top of the deck. Now, this works in tandem with all the bouncing cards and can be very important to the deck strategy because you're basically gaining card advantage from the field as well as from your deck, and it also frees up a space if you wanted to play something different on the field, say another Perler or another Perler. These effects can be extremely good in creating a lot of hand advantage, and although the Girls Rock Rio has low power, it is something that you should really invest into putting into your deck. Finally, we're going to touch on the last key grade 3 that I want to mention about the Bermuda Triangles, which is this card right here. Velvet Voice Reindeer is an extremely powerful unit. It is the top checking the grade 3 unit, like your Goku or your Bridget. This ability is extremely good. Like I said, bouncing is extremely important for Bermudas. Well, what does this card do? When you check the top card of your deck and it's a grade 3, you can activate the ability, pay the cost. And the cost is, return 1 Bermuda Triangle Rearguard back to your hand. So the cost is already an ability that you want to activate. But, on top of that, once you've done that, you can then call another unit from your hand that's a Bermuda Triangle and play it to the field in standard position. So it's basically a general save free that doesn't make you drop stuff from hand and gives you even more advantage. And it's a common. So for all you guys out there that have found the budget decks, I suggest you pick this one up. It's caught a lot of attention of all the players in my community, and we can already see it has the potential to get to high tier play in tournaments. So that's it for the Bermuda Triangle wrap up. It's a really good set, and I mean, this is the first time you're going to be able to buy 1 box and have everything you need just there. You don't have to trade really, because there are no other clans besides Bermuda. So everything you get in that box will be potentially something that you'll want to keep. Moving on to the English releases now, we have, last week, the release of Booster 2 for Vanguard, English game. Now, this set is extremely important, and you English players might not understand this unless you had Japanese players as friends. Japanese players know that in the Japanese format, there's only 1 card on the restriction list, which is Buckle. Buckle, the starting Vanguard for Royal Paladins at the moment, was extremely broken when it came to set 2, and this is because of the release of 1 very highly anticipated card, Soul Saver Dragon. Now, Soul Saver Dragon's ability is that when you ride it, you can Soul Blast 5 and give 5,000 power to 3 Royal Paladins. Very similar to the Revere that we just reviewed in the Bermuda Triangle wrap-up. Now, this may not seem like such a pertinent ability because you have to rack up 5 soul. But if you look at Buckle's ability, it calls Flogel and Lu. Lu, Superior Right to Blaster Blade. Once you've done that, you already have 5 cards in soul. So this was a very broken deck type in that you had a guaranteed death combo that you can KO your opponents with fairly quickly. They often didn't have the resources to block 3 5k pluses on the field by Soul Saver Dragon. But on top of that, if you add a superior item to the mix, where you don't have to run so many grade 2s, and on top of that, you can run more grade 1s that can attack, I don't think most Vanguard players would be able to keep up with that kind of playstyle. And often we had Vanguard players not even attacking their opponent simply because they didn't want them to get the superior item, which in any case got them the advantage anyway. The Soul Saver Dragon build is extremely powerful, so all you English players out there playing Royal Powder, I strongly suggest you give this a shot, because this is the deck that was topping Nationals in Japan at the time. Although if you're not a Royal Powder guy and you really want something new, and maybe you want to try out the new Kagura set, Kagura did get a new superior ride chain. They got the Blazing Flare Dragon line. Much like your A-Liv, it's a superior ride where you need a grade 0, 1 and 2 to be able to superior ride. Now, one interesting thing about this ride chain is it doesn't give you enough soul to activate Blazing Flare Dragon's effect, unlike the superior ride with Blaster Blade. You need 1 more soul to activate it. That ability is you can Soul Blast 5 and kill 1 opponent rearguard, which combos with its own effect, which whenever you kill something on the field during the main phase, it gains 3000. So the Blazing Flare Dragon deck really runs down the lines this theme of killing your opponent's rearguards, and from that, gaining power. So if you're a Kagura player and you really like wiping your opponent's field, I highly suggest you check this Kagura build out. Finally in set 2, we have 2 new clans that are entering the fray, Spike Brothers and Grand Blue. Just a little tidbit, these two clans haven't actually received that much support since set 2. So the way that you get them now is pretty much the way Japanese players are playing them at the moment. Now Grand Blues is the typical zombie clan in all card games that resurrects stuff from the grave. But in this case, it swaps units on the field out for stuff from the grave. So you can take out your kind of weak grade 1s and turn them into grade 2 hitters. You can take your grade 0s, turn them into grade 1 supporters. It's a really versatile deck that excels at controlling its own field. But they do suffer from a lack of power. Most of the units in that clan are 8,000 power when it comes to grade 2s. They even have a 5,000 power unit on their grade 1 lineup. While this really is a trade-off for the amazing abilities they can pull off, it's important to note that you don't play Grand Blue with that kind of beat and bash kind of mentality. Although, that beat and bash mentality can be applied to the other clan, Spike Brothers. Spike Brothers really excel at rushing the game as quick as possible. Their abilities are mainly focused around superior calling during the battle phase, which means when they attack with all their units, they can just call another one and attack with that. As well as that, they tag out, meaning one unit has the ability to attack, increase its power to make it harder for the opponent to guard, and then just disappears off the field back into the deck. Then another unit has the ability to bring another unit out in its place and attack even more. So this is really a theme of kind of rushing and trying to push the amount of attacks you can get out in a turn. A very powerful deck that has a very, very big flaw in the fact that you're not going to have much hand advantage because you'll be using it up trying to rush the opponent. So that's it guys, thanks for watching. This has been The Meta with rpgcaster. I hope you enjoyed it. Just as always, rate, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And if you want to see more of this, let us know. If there's any way that you see that we can improve this, also let us know, because we love getting feedback. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Hopefully next week we'll be able to bring another card fight for you as normal. But until then, this is rpgcaster, and I'm signing off.